Imagine a world where Google doesn't exist. No Gmail, no YouTube, no Google Maps. Now imagine this is the daily life of 1.4 billion people. Welcome to China, a country where the internet works, but not the way you know it. In most parts of the world, Google is more than just a website. It is a daily habit. People rely on it to search for answers, navigate cities, send emails, watch videos, and even run businesses. Life without Google feels impossible. But in China, none of this exists. Google services are blocked, Gmail is inaccessible, YouTube is banned, Google Maps doesn't function properly. Not because people don't want it, not because technology is unavailable, but because the government decided to create a digital ecosystem of its own. So how did it all start? In 2006, Google officially launched its Chinese search engine, Google.cn. But there was a condition. It had to censor search results on sensitive topics: democracy, human rights, Tibet, and the Tiananmen Square protests. Google initially complied. Meanwhile, China had been developing a massive digital control system known as the Great Firewall. It doesn't just block websites, it monitors traffic, filters keywords, and controls what citizens can see online. For Google, this system conflicted with its principle of "don't be evil." Tensions escalated. In 2010, Google revealed it had suffered a sophisticated cyber attack, later called Operation Aurora. The attacks targeted Gmail accounts of human rights activists and Google's internal infrastructure. Google publicly stated the attacks originated from China. Soon after, Google announced it would no longer censor search results in China. The Chinese government refused to allow this, and Google pulled out. By 2010, Google Search was effectively gone from mainland China. But the story doesn't end here. China did not lose the internet. Instead, it rebuilt it from the ground up using local alternatives. From Baidu to WeChat to Bilibili to QQ Mail, China created a parallel digital world, a fully functional internet without Google. In the next part, we will explore how China replaced Google and what people really use instead. And finally, we'll uncover a hidden truth about how Chinese citizens access information from the rest of the world, a secret that most outsiders don't know. When Google disappeared from China, many assumed the internet would collapse. But it didn't. China quickly developed its own digital ecosystem, a fully functional internet without relying on American platforms. Instead of Gmail, Chinese citizens use QQ Mail and 163 Mail, reliable local email services. YouTube's absence gave rise to Bilibili and Youku, streaming platforms filled with entertainment, education, and user-generated content. Facebook and WhatsApp were replaced by WeChat, a single app that combines messaging, social media, payments, and business tools. Even Instagram and Twitter X have Chinese counterparts, Xiaohongshu and Weibo, connecting millions every day. Google Maps is substituted by Baidu Maps and Amap, providing navigation for cities, roads, and rural areas. China's internet is not less advanced, it is simply different, controlled, and localized. Many might think Chinese citizens are cut off from the world. Not entirely. Businesses, scientists, and universities use regulated channels to access international information. Some use VPNs, legal or controlled, to communicate with foreign partners. Corporations maintain secure networks for trade and research. This creates a fascinating paradox. A country that restricts public internet access still connects globally, but under its own rules. Many Chinese citizens never see American social media. Most news is filtered, yet global events are sometimes observed through controlled channels. The government's control ensures stability, but freedom is sacrificed in the process. Yet the digital world works seamlessly. Social media, payments, shopping, learning, everything is integrated into local platforms. For an outsider, it might seem limiting. For residents, it's normal, convenient, and sometimes even safer. At the end of this series, we will reveal a hidden method the Chinese use to access news from outside the country, a secret most foreigners never knew existed, and it's something that will shock you. China's internet is one of the most controlled digital environments in the world. The backbone of this system is the Great Firewall, a combination of software and hardware that monitors, filters, and restricts online activity. The firewall blocks websites, limits foreign content, and prevents sensitive topics from spreading online. It is constantly updated to counter new platforms and technologies. Every search, every social media post, and every website visit is monitored. Keywords related to politics, human rights, or controversial events are filtered immediately. Yet the system is designed to allow citizens to use local alternatives seamlessly. Platforms like Baidu, WeChat, Bilibili, and Weibo are fully functional and extremely popular. They provide everything from social interaction to education, shopping, and entertainment. In addition, advanced algorithms and AI monitoring track unusual behavior. This ensures that the content shared aligns with government policies. Despite this control, China maintains a connection with the outside world. Businesses, researchers, and universities access international platforms through regulated networks. Some use government-approved VPNs to communicate globally. This creates a dual internet, one for public use and another for business and research. Chinese citizens rarely notice the limitations in their daily life. They navigate, shop, chat, watch videos, and work just like people elsewhere. The difference is subtle but significant. Freedom online is restricted, yet daily life continues uninterrupted. Most international news is filtered, yet some global information reaches the population through controlled channels. This creates a unique environment where people are informed, but only in ways the government allows. The Chinese digital model demonstrates a balance between control and convenience, stability, and limited freedom. It raises important questions about how technology can shape society and influence behavior. Life in China without Google and other Western platforms may seem unimaginable to outsiders. Yet, daily routines continue smoothly, supported by local alternatives. For searching information, citizens use Baidu, which dominates over 70% of the search market. It offers maps, news, encyclopedia content, and even AI-powered search features similar to Google. YouTube is replaced by Bilibili and Youku, where people watch videos, live streams, and educational content. Many creators produce content similar to Western platforms, yet tailored to local culture and regulations. Facebook and WhatsApp are replaced by WeChat, an app that combines messaging, social networking, mobile payments, and even business services. It is so integrated that daily life often revolves around it. Instagram and Twitter/X equivalents like Xiaohongshu and Weibo allow photo sharing, microblogging, and online community engagement. Users can follow celebrities, brands, and trends similar to Western platforms. Even navigation is covered. Baidu Maps and Amap provide accurate city directions, public transport info, and even real-time traffic updates. Online shopping, banking, and entertainment are also fully functional without Western services. Apps like Alibaba and JD.com provide e-commerce, while Alipay and WeChat Pay handle payments seamlessly. Despite the restricted access to international platforms, daily life feels normal and convenient. People rarely think about what they're missing. The local ecosystem is complete, efficient, and integrated into every aspect of life. This demonstrates that China's digital infrastructure is self-sufficient. It may be isolated from the Western internet, but it is robust, reliable, and highly functional. Even though China restricts access to Western platforms, the country is not completely cut off from the world. International business, research, and communication still happen under controlled channels. Many companies, universities, and scientists use government-approved VPNs to access global websites. These networks are monitored and secure, allowing essential international interaction without exposing the public internet. Foreign trade and technology companies maintain private connections to collaborate globally. Through these secure channels, China participates in global markets, research projects, and innovations while keeping the public internet isolated. Ordinary citizens have limited ways to access international information. Some tech-savvy users employ VPNs or specialized apps to view foreign news or websites, but these methods are often restricted and monitored. Despite these limitations, China has developed internal solutions to gather information from abroad. For instance, local media translates and broadcasts important global events in a filtered and controlled manner. Academic institutions and businesses access international knowledge through authorized portals. This system ensures that the country remains informed and globally competitive while maintaining strict control over public information. Interestingly, many Chinese citizens are unaware of how much information is filtered or monitored. To them, the system works efficiently, providing all the knowledge and tools needed for daily life, work, and education. This creates a paradox. A nation that restricts online freedom is still highly connected and innovative on the global stage. It is a delicate balance between control, convenience, and international engagement. At the end of this series, we will reveal a hidden method the Chinese use to access global news, a secret that will surprise and shock many outsiders. Behind the controlled digital world in China lie hidden facts and secrets that most outsiders never know. For example, many international news events reach the Chinese population only in filtered or summarized forms. What citizens see is often carefully curated, highlighting stability and positive perspectives while downplaying global conflicts or criticism. Even within social media platforms, posts about politics or sensitive topics are removed or censored almost immediately. This ensures that public discussions remain safe, non-controversial, and aligned with government policies. Yet, despite these restrictions, some information still manages to reach the public. Blogs, educational articles, and approved news channels provide a controlled glimpse of world events. For students and professionals, authorized networks allow access to research papers and scientific knowledge. Many Chinese citizens are unaware of how much is filtered or monitored. To them, the internet is complete, functional, and trustworthy. Interestingly, China also protects domestic innovations and intellectual property rigorously. Certain technological advancements, business strategies, and government projects are kept secret even from international audiences. This creates an internal knowledge advantage that outsiders rarely see. Furthermore, China maintains digital sovereignty, the idea that the nation controls its own internet and data. Foreign companies must comply with strict regulations or partner with local firms to operate within the country. These hidden practices ensure that the country remains stable, globally competitive, and internally secure. For outsiders, this system may seem restrictive. For residents, it provides convenience, safety, and a fully functional digital life. At the end of this documentary, we will reveal a shocking method by which Chinese citizens access certain global information, a secret very few outside the country know. Life in China, under a controlled digital environment, is surprisingly functional and efficient. Citizens carry out their daily routines without the presence of Google, Facebook, or other Western platforms. Instead, they rely on a parallel digital ecosystem that covers almost every need: navigation, communication, shopping, payments, entertainment, and education, all seamlessly integrated. WeChat serves as a messaging app, social network, payment system, and even a business platform. Baidu Maps and Amap guide people through cities and rural areas. Bilibili and Youku provide streaming entertainment and educational content. When compared to life in countries with free internet, such as the United States, the experience is different but effective. Freedom of information is limited, yet stability and convenience are high. Schools, universities, and workplaces efficiently use domestic platforms for learning and collaboration. Online payments, transportation, and government services are all integrated into apps that residents trust. The Chinese approach demonstrates that control does not necessarily hinder productivity. In fact, it creates a highly organized digital life where almost every service is accessible within a few apps. However, the cost is limited freedom and restricted access to global social media and news. Citizens may be unaware of how much information is filtered or restricted. This raises an important question. Does the convenience and stability of a controlled digital environment outweigh the limitations on freedom? Understanding the balance between freedom and security is key to appreciating the Chinese digital experience. As we continue, we will explore how this system impacts the daily lives and perceptions of the citizens, and how it shapes their understanding of the world. Beneath the surface of China's controlled digital world lies the hidden life of its citizens, a life that outsiders rarely see.
People follow daily routines, work, study, and socialize with little disruption. Local apps like WeChat, Bilibili, Baidu Maps, and Xiaohongshu handle almost everything needed for communication, entertainment, and services. Even though information is filtered, citizens often remain unaware of what they are missing. To them, the internet is complete, convenient, and reliable. Cultural norms also shape online behavior. Discussion of politics or sensitive topics is limited not just by technology, but also by social awareness. Many people self-censor to avoid potential consequences. Education and work heavily rely on domestic platforms, making life smooth and organized. From school assignments to business meetings, the digital ecosystem supports daily life efficiently. Yet despite these limitations, curiosity remains. Some tech-savvy individuals use authorized VPNs or private channels to access foreign research, news, or global knowledge. This creates a parallel awareness, limited yet connected. The Chinese approach to the internet shows how culture, technology, and government policy interact to create a unique social environment. Freedom may be limited, but stability, convenience, and efficiency remain high. This part of the story reveals the human side of the digital control system, how citizens adapt, live, and thrive in a world very different from the Western internet. By understanding this, we can better appreciate the balance between information control and daily life in China.
Despite the controlled environment, there are shocking secrets about how information flows in China. Most citizens never see Western platforms like Google, Facebook, or YouTube. Yet they often remain surprisingly informed about global events. How is this possible? China has developed carefully curated channels to transmit selected information from the outside world. Government-approved media, academic portals, and local news agencies filter and translate important global events. This ensures citizens are aware of major happenings, but the perspective is controlled. Some tech-savvy individuals use authorized VPNs or internal networks to access global research, international news, and scientific knowledge. These channels are monitored, limited, and mostly inaccessible to the general public. The system creates a dual reality. The public internet shows a curated, safe, and stable view. Selected individuals, businesses, and researchers access more global information under strict rules. China also maintains digital security and intellectual property secrecy. Innovations, business strategies, and government projects are often invisible to outsiders. This gives the nation a hidden advantage on the global stage. The combination of filtered access, domestic alternatives, and controlled international connections forms a highly effective but invisible digital system. For outsiders, it might seem restrictive. For citizens, daily life continues efficiently and information appears complete and reliable. These secrets highlight the unique balance between control, access, and global connectivity in China's digital landscape. At the conclusion of this documentary, we will reveal the final shocking fact, a hidden method Chinese citizens use to access certain global news, which few outside the country ever discover. Throughout this series, we have explored how China built a complete digital world without Google, YouTube, Facebook, or other Western platforms. We've seen how citizens use local alternatives, how information is controlled, and how global connectivity is carefully managed. But now, here comes the final shocking reveal. Many outsiders assume Chinese citizens have no access to international news or global perspectives. The truth is, there is a hidden method by which selected information reaches them. Authorized channels, academic networks, and regulated VPNs allow certain citizens, businesses, and researchers to access global content. This access is limited, monitored, and invisible to the general public. In essence, the country has built a parallel bridge to the world, controlled, hidden, and highly effective. This reveals an important insight. Even in a controlled digital environment, knowledge finds its way, but only under specific rules. Freedom may be limited, but strategic access ensures progress,
innovation, and global participation. The Chinese digital model challenges conventional ideas about the internet. It shows that control, secrecy, and convenience can coexist with connectivity and productivity. But there's a question we leave for you, the viewer. If you had to choose between complete freedom online, like in the West, or a controlled system that ensures stability, security, and convenience, which would you choose? China's digital world may seem strange, restrictive, or even shocking to outsiders, yet it works, and millions of citizens live, learn, work, and thrive in it every day. The final thought is clear. The internet is not just technology. It is a reflection of society, culture, and governance, and the choices a nation makes shape the digital reality of billions of people.